Welcome to Babunga's channel. Question: can we paint on polymer clay? Yes, we can, but only with polymer clay. I experimented on these two life-size faces that I've made in my previous video. And here is the first result. So, I prepared super thin slices of colored polymer clay. First of all is to apply a thin layer of liquid polymer clay on the baked clay. And then, as you see, I've already chosen my color for the lips. So, the key here is the clay to be very thin and to press very well. This way, gradually I'm covering the surface of the upper lip. And where the polymer clay looks thick, I'm shaving it a little bit. Very important also is to blend the edges, because I don't want to be able to see where the colored clay ends exactly. Blending the edges makes everything softer and more natural looking. Also, it makes the raw, fresh clay totally inseparable from the baked clay. And this is what I want. Now, as I move to color the lower lip, I have to say that as long as the colored clay is not yet baked, I can choose to remove it, to scrape it off, that is, and change the color. Again, the important thing is to spread the clay as thin as possible and make the edges blurred. As I work here, coloring the lower lip, I have to say that I've tried many ways to color baked polymer clay, and I found out that the colors, let's say acrylics, won't stay forever. They will peel or crack or fade. And this is why I said in the beginning that, in my opinion at least, we can only paint on polymer clay with polymer clay. As you see, I moved now to the upper lids of the eyes, where I'm going to add a little bit of rosy color, and the same thing I'm going to do at the areas under the eyebrows, spreading the clay there, making it super thin. Now, I'm thinking of a light turquoise color for the eyelashes, like this. As for the lower lids, I'm thinking of making it a little lighter under there, because the original baked clay is pretty dirty, so I'm going to cover this with a thin layer of light colored clay. And after this, I'm going to make the eyebrows. Now, as you see, the color I chose is the same color as I used for the lips. Adding texture to the eyebrows is not a hard thing to do. Except the texture, Important is also to keep the symmetry for both eyebrows, but still I can move the clay around a little bit with my tools. The colors I chose for this face are discreet. Now that it's over, I can bake. And this is how we paint polymer clay with polymer clay.